Doing good. I'm doing good. How's everyone doing today? That's good.
Right. Thinking that on your team, you might know Nick Arbuckle as well as anyone for a year.
Yeah, and Nick Arbuckle, he's a competitor. He's gonna go out there to lead his team. He's gonna put in the work. He's gonna do the film study, and yeah, he's a respectable quarterback.
He's a rising star. We thought in Calgary, and it's been a journeyman since. Never really did grab that role. Now, you see maybe why? Do you see any? Going to be gentle about some weaknesses he might have? Or?
It's just maybe not a fit. I'm not sure. Some guys, like certain dudes, and he's still in the league, so he's a starting quarterback here. So, like I said, he's a respectable quarterback. Cannot sleep on him, and cannot, think that he's not gonna make any plays because he's in this game.
Can any of your knowledge help your defense this week?
I'll talk to them.
How do you go? Oh, sorry, you got one? Go ahead.
Just about what would you?
Nick Arbuckle.
Yeah. Okay.
How do you go about topping what you did last week?
How do I go about it? Prepare the same, prepare the same, do everything just like last week, try to recapture as much as I can within my preparation, within practice, the thoughts that I think, always thinking good thoughts throughout the week. What is it going to be like in this formation? What is it going to be like with this coverage? So just my preparation. The more I prepare allows me to be as confident as possible out there on the field. And, last game was a great illustration of that.
Do you get the feeling this team's more dialed in, not so much in the past, but because of the way the past has played out, losing the last two Grey Cups by only 5 points? Do you feel a different sense of business this week?
I wouldn't say so. Business is business, always. You know what I mean? Come in here, for me at least, like I say, a game's a game. It don't matter if it's the Grey Cup. It don't matter if it's the first season home opener. You know what I mean? A game's a game. Got to come out here, prepare, and go out there try to execute to the best of our abilities.
Jeff, go ahead.
On your side, quarterback, when you look at Zach, what he's been able to do in the biggest moments, and I don't know if you can relate it to a player you played with in the past or if it's a certain it factor. He's been dubbed as a winner, right? A guy who goes out. Now, obviously, not the results in the Grey Cup. But what is it about Zach to rise to the occasion?
Oh man, it's one is his preparation, the amount of film that he watches, the communication that he has with us and the receivers. Just letting us know where he wants us, what the looks are going to be like, and to be prepared, be ready because he's gonna put the ball up, right? And throughout the whole course of the week, he's locked in, dialed in. There's not a time you're gonna be able to go up to him and he's not dialed in on the opposition on what they're gonna be presenting to us. So, like you say, Zach's locked in, and yeah.
Us media will talk about, and we've talked about it for years, the dynasty of this team, whether they can become one, and what constitutes a dynasty. Not a lot of talk about, not a lot of the D word in the dressing room, not using it as motivation. Back to that, I call it, with all respect, culture of boring, right? One day at a time, 1 week at a time. With a team, when you have a team like this year's team, when you have a lot of new guys come in, a lot of new personalities, a lot of new attitudes, a lot of different players, how do you assure that everyone's kind of walking that same line, isn't, going against the grain when it comes to, focus and culture?
I think it's up to the vets, to be great leaders, and teachers as well. The coaches can't do all the teaching, can't do all the leading. They have to be able to see it from us veterans and let it be as an example. So that's one thing that we have here, with our veterans in this locker room. We're not, gonna have one of the rookies without any information. We're gonna give them everything that they need to know to be able to succeed here, especially after training camp. And we know these are the guys. We got to get them ready, and that's what it is.
I'm wondering, Kenny, you're a guy that certainly for the media, we've always appreciated your candidness. Your quotes. We've known you obviously for years in the league. there seems to be a change in you this season. It feels more business to you. You know, there's no comments about, you know, tearing things up, you know, going after you after a post game. It's not talking about being the best guy in the league. It's just boring. And I'm wondering if that is on purpose, if that is designed this year, if that is a maturity, if that's a, and I mean that obviously respectfully.
Yeah, no, it's, you know, like, to be honest, like, man, I'm just trying to get out of here. So, you know, whatever you guys want, you're not going to get it from me. You know, so, you know, I'm just going to give it to you really how it is for me personally. You guys asked about my preparation. This is my preparation. I ain't a guy that's going to make some stuff up for you so you guys could go and write about it, and now it's a big story. For me, I hate being in the media, you know, and when it comes down to it, like you said, I'm just about business, and that's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm about that action, about that business. Man, yeah.
When you look at the 8 games that you were out, it's a different perspective. You get to see things from a different angle. You know, your focus changes. I'm wondering what you saw in that 8, you know, that months long, you know, with the team as they were going up and down in the standings, and what you saw, you know, what sticks out over that time?
For me, it was a team that's trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like you said, we got all these new guys. We're trying to build chemistry. And we're just trying to figure it out, you know. We're trying to figure out how, you know, to get the young guys better. It's how to get them to recognize looks a little bit faster. So, you know, I think that's what we've seen in the course of the beginning of the season. But our young guys aren't rookies anymore, and you know, they're very damn good. And yeah.
Thank you, Jeff. Rash, if you please.
Kenny, you talk about figuring it out. What have you figured out about what makes this offense work the best?
When we're all locked in, dialed in, communicating. You know, when we're like this with one another. O-line, you know, giving Zach as much time as possible to deliver that ball wherever it needs to be. Offense is it takes everybody. You know what I mean? So it just everybody has to be locked in, man.
You know, it's an offense, obviously Brady's been such a big part of it, but it just seems more and more of late the explosives have become such a big part of the DNA. What has that done to just kind of ignite things?
Shout out to the coaches. Coaches has been putting us in great positions to be able to succeed. And like I said, we got the best quarterback in the league, and he's going to find where we need to go with the ball. So with that combination, I just think it's very lethal. Just the players and you know, with the coach just calling the right plays at the right time.
Thank you, Ross.
Kenny, if I may ask you about a teammate, Ontario Wilson. I just talked to them. He kind of aw-shucks to me a little bit, you know, when it comes to what he does and how he does it. Can you paint a picture of what his superpowers are and what he does on the field?
Man, Ontario, I think he's a very fast receiver, but with good routes, with a great sense of just with the wide receiver position. Sometimes you got guys that are very raw but just athletic as hell, you know what I mean? I think he's a guy that is very athletic with a great sense of the game, and not only that, he has tremendous ball skills. I've seen him catch one-handed passes up there. I done seen him attack the ball, high-pointed, go up top of DB's heads, right? So I think he has a special ability with the size that he's at. Man, he's a crafty, fast, and a sleeper when it comes to those 50-50 balls. Yeah.
All good. Thank you, Ken.
No, thank you. Have a good one.